Good evening, everyone. How are you on this amazing Wednesday evening? I am your host, Dr. Sonia Weaver, and welcome to Get to Know Bob. And we're going to be unleashed. I'm calling it Get to Know Bob Unleashed, and we're going to be unleashed for the next few weeks. Can you get excited? Because I am so excited. I am so glad to be here in the seat again. I know I came to you a few weeks ago when we had an amazing conversation with about home ownership with Kenneth Scott. It was phenomenal. If you missed that episode, make sure you check it out just by going to our YouTube channel and looking at our previous live videos, and you will see that one about home ownership with Kenneth Scott. And he gave some gems. He is having an amazing ongoing, not even a workshop, where he's empowering you with information and knowledge if you want to be a home owner and purchase your first home, or maybe some other things, because he is a source and has a wealth of information and knowledge as it pertains to real estate and home ownership. I want to say hello, Miss Janice. Thank you for joining. Yes, this is going to be an amazing conversation as we kick off for Unleashed. I can't wait to have you as my guest and all of the other amazing women that are part of this awesome book anthology. We're going to be kind of diving in a little bit this evening, not spilling all the tea, but just enough to get you excited about what's to come. And for those else who are joining us, please leave a comment so I know who you are and that you have joined the conversation. I am just going to pull up some things myself to get started, but I am really excited about what's to come. For those who didn't know, just adjust that a little bit. For those of you who didn't know, we launched Get to Know Bob in 2020. I kind of mentioned this yesterday on my live video, and it was really the answer to a desire that I had for so long of wanting to be able to speak with business owners about who they were, what they did, and for me, most importantly, why they did what they did. And we had phenomenal conversations. If you have missed any of them, you can go on our Instagram page to the originals. They are still there. Or you can go to our YouTube channel when we transitioned about a year or so into having these weekly conversations every Wednesday evening, and look through our archives of our live broadcast there. So much inspiration has come on these Wednesday evenings. The stories, the testimonies, all of those wonderful things. Now, here's the kicker. We're going to still do that. Of course, I believe the why is one of the most important things. Why do you do what you do? Because that's what differentiates you from anyone else. But I felt compelled, because of the Spirit speaking to me, that as this was going to move, it was like I had the consistency, things were growing. And I was pretty much told, for the next level, if I truly wanted that next level of elevation, what was I going to do with it? Right? I know, right? I know sometimes we be like, we want the success, we want the next level, we want whatever it is, X, Y, and Z. And so the Spirit is just really wanting to understand why. Why do you want it? Because here's the thing, we're here. What is our Great Commission? To love one another, right? To love one another as we love ourselves, to love God first. But we're also meant to be disciples, right? We're also meant to win souls for Christ, for the kingdom. And so if he's elevating these platforms, if he's giving you this bigger reach, this bigger audience, what do you go do with it? So when we're thinking about that, I was like, wow, how can I utilize this show, knowing where God is going to take it, right? That elevation that's going to happen. And it may be outside of the comfort zone of me sitting here in my comfortable seat. It may be where this is this bigger broadcast. I don't know. But whatever it is, how is God going to get the glory? How are souls going to be saved? And so it took me a moment to really understand the magnitude of what that meant. I guess I can say I understood the magnitude of what that meant. It took me time to really feel how it was going to actually give honor in the way and at the level that I knew I needed to. But here's the kicker. Those Wednesday nights of consistency really helped a sister. When you have committed yourself to something and you committed yourself to other ones, there's a certain level of accountability that goes along with that. And I was very accountable to making sure that I had guests every week, or that if I didn't have a guest, that I had, conversation for you every single week, which had me accountable every week and structured every week. And once that structure disappeared, it's kind of like I start feeling like I was just out there, just kind of floating around and not really knowing what to do. And so I was really praying like, God, I need the structure back, even though I didn't feel like I would be doing shows that were different and really wasn't like answering that question. But then lo and behold, the Spirit spoke to me and answered my prayer, because I really wanted to get back to you guys. But then he said, unleashed. You have been unleashed. And during this whole process of becoming unleashed, and the whole process of the wonderful ladies that I'm a part of, we have invited God into our safe space, right? He's very much a present help in our safe space, and is very much the reason why we are unleashed and why we are becoming more and more vocal about our testimony. And so it just kind of made sense. And I didn't know, why didn't I ever think about this? It's like, because the time wasn't right, So when it was right, God brought it into my spirit. So tonight's show is going to be about this amazing book anthology that I am part of, and it is called Unleashed. And I just want you to get excited about what's to come. Now, my chapter is The Courage to Dream and Bold Visions for Change is the subtitle. And just look at that book. It is amazing. It shows our crowns, right? It shows that we're unleashed, those chains breaking, no longer holding us bound. And it was definitely a process to get to this part. So there's definitely going to be more to come throughout this conversation. But I'm going to backtrack a little bit. You know me, I get very excited. So for those of you who might be new, and for those who are returning, I just want you to get reacquainted to me and who I am, and just share a little bit about, who I am, what I do, and some of my why. As I introduced, I am Dr. Sonya Weaver. I am honored to wear that title, doctorate. Those ones who followed me know that this is a recent accomplishment that happened in 2024. And I want to thank everyone that was part of that journey. One of my co-authors, Dr. Vitanji Bailey. I'm sorry. Yes, Dr. Vitanji Bailey, or Kendricks Bailey, and Dr. Missy Johnson. Please keep her in prayer for the loss of her mom. And I want to just on the show say thank you for that, because that's truly an accomplishment in my life. I am the founder of Deals with Bob, and under Deals with Bob umbrella, I do life coaching, as well as coach our youth with my entrepreneurship curriculum. I have some amazing youth, and they have had some amazing market days recently learning how to start businesses. It is just a joy to be in that position of sowing into our future. I am also the founder of Linked, and Linked is going to get unleashed. Can you get excited? I cannot wait for the women of this anthology of Fearless Minds to get linked as we get linked and unleashed together, and so many other amazing uh, links, opportunities, and collaborations that we have done and are preparing to do. Again, with that elevation to the next level, Linked has always been birthed in ministry and has a foundation in ministry. And so we're going to definitely be using that avenue as a safe way in order to I said you can get saved at the Linked event, right, to save souls while you're having fun, connecting, making those strong relationships, but also making sure we use every opportunity to elevate and provide elevation to our Lord. Thank you all for joining. Those who are joining, just make a comment in the chat so I know who you are, but I appreciate you joining. Okay, so that's a little bit about me. Okay, what I do. So why do I do what I do? I love making impact in people. Part of my discipleship, I believe, is helping people walk in their purpose. Ultimately, enjoying life comes with when you line up with why was I created? What was my purpose? And then you walking into it, you just feel good about doing it every day. Is it something that you constantly think about doing? Is it something that you would do even if you weren't getting paid to do it? When you're doing it, do you get lost in the moments of doing it? Meaning, like, time does, like, it stops. You just keep doing it. And next thing you know, you wake up and be like, oh my goodness, so much time has passed. When you're talking about it, so much time passed. You kind of know you're in the neighborhood of your purpose. And so that's where I'm at. My sweet spot is helping other people, which is kind of sort of hindered me a little bit, because I thrive at helping other people walk in their purpose and do what's necessary to make those accomplishments. Hint, hint, life coach and doing those things. But when it comes to me, that's why I needed that accountability of this show. But when it comes to me, I find it kind of difficult to coach myself, obviously, which is not something you can do. You have to have your own coach. But even with coaches that I've had, it's still been difficult for me to really stay on task of direction and execution of that direction. So I am just excited to kind of have the tribes around me that I have been in. And I'm not, let me be honest, I am not just acquainted with one. So you don't have to be like, this is my only tribe I'm with, I would say if that's your personality, then great. But like for me, I have so many layers that sometimes I need the pick me up from, that the ones that like to go and just be sisters and we do things together outside and that kind of thing. That social tribe, that sometimes be needed. And so I need that avenue or a lot of different other things. So as you can see, I love being around people and a lot of different people. So therefore, I have a lot of avenues in which I am part of. So that's a little bit about me. For those who didn't know, please share, please share, please share. Now, as we get into our topic tonight, again, about being unleashed, and I am going to put that information up for you again shortly. The book anthology was presented to me by amazing Dr. Chief Silent Storm. I always say Dr. Suzanne because that's how I met her. And when she presented to me, I don't believe I had any hesitation. I literally don't think I hesitated. And I will say that she was not the first person to have ever approached me to be a part of a book anthology. And from the previous invitations, I was honored with all of them. Some of them I just didn't have the time in my schedule. Some of them I just couldn't, commit to what was required. But it just seems like this was the perfect timing, the perfect place, and the perfect people or whatever. Everything just lined up. I'll put it that way, because no one's perfect. Everything's not perfect. I don't want you to think that, but I would say at this point, everything lines up the way it needed to. And so when it was presented, again, I do not think that I had any hesitation at all. I don't believe I had any at all. So the journey to being unleashed is going to be something you'll have to read. I'll give you maybe a little bit, but it's going to be something you have to read about. I'm talking about everything that led up before it, because what was just so amazing is I don't even remember. This is how seamlessly things start happening. I do not personally remember, and it's going to be a question that I ask for every author. Do you remember how you received your chapter? And when you received your chapter, did it immediately resonate with you? Was it like, oh my goodness? Because that's what happened with mine. It was like, oh my goodness, the courage to dream. Because like I mentioned, with my youth entrepreneurship curriculum, day one, the first thing we talk about is vision. We talk about dreaming. We're talking about you have the ability to really create everything that you kind of want, right? But we definitely focus on vision, and we definitely focus on dreaming. Part of their exercise for day one is to draw a cloud, which I should have probably sketched this out for you. It's to draw a cloud, and in the cloud, you're putting what you're dreaming about. Okay, so that's why it's like your dreams are in this cloud. Your dreams are, what you have in the sky, right? And then off of those clouds, they have to make these sticks, and the sticks are the pieces of action. So for that visual that I'm giving you, it's the cloud. Inside the cloud is your dream. Off of the cloud are all the little action items that you have to write. So for example, if my dream is to have a clean office, all right, then that goes in the cloud, a clean office, and the sticks are the action items. So what would you have to do, right? You would have to then file your paperwork. That's the action. You would have to put all of your pens and Sharpies and everything back into their place. You have to vacuum, maybe once a week. You have to dust maybe once a week. Whatever those action items are for your dream of having a clean office. So that was a very simple example that came to me, probably because I'm looking around and I need to clean my office, right? So, but it stays a dream. It's going to stay a dream until you start doing the work and putting action items around it, right? And so the same thing happened with everything else. And with this particular anthology, it was a dream when it was initially presented. Like, wow, I'm going to be part of this amazing book anthology. Now became the action items. Now, the good part is that we had a strong leader who gave us our action items along the way with certain due dates, right? I need this from you by here. I need this from you. I need this from you. I need this from you. But all of those action items have actually now led us to where we're at today. And to just see the process start to unfold, the timing of using this platform is amazing in order for everything to fall into place the way that it needed to. And so I want to take a moment for a quick break before I go into the next segment of what I'm sharing regarding this whole process of Unleashed and what you can expect from my part and my contribution, and then the totality of what we're going to be talking about throughout these upcoming weeks. And then this break, we're just taking a moment to recognize some of our supporting businesses, okay? So we'll be right back.
Linked, where we create meaningful bonding experiences through beating events for all occasions. Our mission is to bring people together intentionally, allowing them to spend quality time, connect deeply, and create lasting memories, one bead at a time. Linked offers many beading events such as bridal events, corporate team building events, birthday celebrations, groups and organizations, and much more. It's bridal season. Linked will capture moments you will cherish forever. You will have a beautiful custom bracelet keepsake, to remember the time shared. Brides get to spend a day with their family and friends prior to the wedding. The bride can create a custom design bracelet in the wedding colors for her bridesmaids to wear on the wedding day, and Linked will provide the complimentary earrings to match. Let's make your day extra special and create memorable experiences one bead at a time. Linked wants to say happy graduation to all the 2025 graduates. Congratulations. Let's celebrate your graduate with a unique experience. Before they begin the next chapter, give them something more than a party or a check in a card. Give them a moment they will remember and something they can take with them. Don't let this milestone pass. Let the beads tell your story. The summer is also the perfect time for women to spend time together and get a break from the day-to-day. And let's take date night to the next level with a couples connection beading and bonding event. And don't forget to book your own special event to bead and bond while creating your special memories one bead at a time. Email us at info@areyoulinked.com or call 734-325-9001.
Now we will return to tonight's conversation, The Courage to Dream, Bold Visions for Change, with tonight's guest, Dr. Sonya Weaver. Make sure you like and follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this episode with others.
Oh my goodness, I think I might have been muted this whole time. Oh, thank you for letting me know. So I just lost a whole lot of good stuff. Let me see if the spirit lets me repeat it because the spirit was definitely there with me. I apologize. I was talking about Linked. And the spirit was telling me that, in that moment, as I was watching it myself, it's not just that we're connecting to one another. We're not just linking to one another, because that is definitely part of it. But we are connecting and linking to the Spirit of God, right? We are in the presence of God, and we are making those connections with God as we are at an event. So if you're looking for the answers of how to overcome grief, how to overcome loss through mourning properly. If you're looking, how can you get past grief? Get Linked. If you're looking how you can have a stronger connection and relationship with your spouse, then get Linked. If few minutes after the commercial came back. Okay, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Miss Janice. But I was right. The spirit was rolling with me. I don't know if you could see my expressions or not, but the spirit was telling me Linked is so powerful, and that when we actually going to combine Linked and Unleashed, it's going to truly be unstoppable, because Linked alone is the answer to connecting to God and the spirit at these events. We first are there with one another connecting, but then God's presence shows up and connects to everyone present. If you're looking to answer the questions and concerns that you have about your graduate and the next steps that they're taking in life, have an intimate Linked event together, connect with each other, address those conversations and fears. Get Linked will answer that, right? If you're just trying to have a strengthening bond with your family, get Linked. All of the things that you're looking for can be answered at a Linked event. So I'm excited of how we're going to combine our Linked and Unleashed together. How we're going to strengthen our relationships and connections and just go to the next level. It's truly going to be amazing. So part of the things in which I said too, when it came to being able to dream, right? And then having the bold visions for change. Have you visualized what do you desire? Right? Have you visualized what do you desire? Now, before I even get to that, I don't know about you. I had to do some self-reflecting when it came to my chapter, as well as all of us from the conversations we had. But the process in which I went through, it was some aha moments, some wow moments, like that was what was going on. And to realize, like, when did I stop dreaming? And to confront that, because you think like, I haven't stopped dreaming, Okay, well, if I had to be completely honest, which I had to be completely honest to start actually really being able to write this, it was like, okay, yes, you did stop dreaming. And at some point, did you believe that it just wasn't possible, or did you believe that you just couldn't do it? And then it was like, so who was this person now in front of you? Who was you seeing in the mirror? What happened? So when you read my chapter, some of that is going to be answered. Like, what happened where you really kind of like veered off track a little bit? And so I have a clip of me talking, and I'll be promoting on social media. Dr. Suzanne posted it and gave me a piece of the clip that she posted in her story. And I say that, life definitely can life. Life definitely can life and make you feel like you've missed your opportunity. A lot of people think like, okay, here I am looking back and I didn't do anything that I wanted to do. All these dreams and visions that I had for myself, didn't accomplish anything. And then you really think like, okay, wow, it's too late. Or I wish I would have made better choices because now it's too late. Or, I got all this baggage and I wish I had made better choices. All of these things that we tell ourselves is the lie of the enemy. Truly is the lie of the enemy. Yes, it might be true that instead of your path being that straight, maybe it went this way and then it came back. Then it went this way and then it came back. Or maybe it went all the way around. Now it's finally coming back. Regardless of where you're at, even if you're still over here, you can today make the decision to get back on whatever path you need to be on for those dreams to come true, right? Making that change. That's it. You have these visions, bold visions. So that requires you to change in order for your dreams to come true. It was very simple. But when, and I can't remember, but when I got my chapter, and I don't know if I picked a number, I can't recall. I don't know if it was just given to me. I thought I just picked a number and then I was told what my chapter was. Believe from memory. Now you have to remember, see these grays coming through. So I don't always remember things unless I write it down. I think I was told to pick a number, and then that number corresponded with the chapter I was given. However it happened, when I got the chapter, I was floored because I was like, OMG, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. This is the chapter that defines me in this moment of my life, definitely defines me. And so it really took me a moment to get started because I had to like peel like why was I truly struggling, even though I teach this, the importance of it. I had to realize what was that barrier that started preventing me from dreaming and then executing, right? Not just dreaming, but those sticks I talked about, the execution. Why was that being limited? So for me, it was an aha moment. It was some hard looking in the mirror moments, realizing like, wow, some of the choices one makes, you don't always want to revisit your, right? You don't want to revisit your actions that has caused you to not necessarily achieve the dreams you desire. It's always easier to say it was someone else or it was this, but really taking the ownership that you had in it allows for you to not only self-reflect, but to grow from that. You know, if you just bury things without dealing with them, then you don't actually grow from it. And so I will say this whole process of being a part of this book anthology has helped there be growth within myself, because I had to start recognizing some things that were inside of me that needed to be either corrected or addressed. I won't say everything was bad, everything wasn't bad, or I wouldn't be here. I had to actually recognize my strengths and then walk boldly in my strengths. So that word bold became a very important part of my chapter. And being courageous became a very strong part of my chapter. It's always easier for me, and in those listening, it might be for you too, to really thrive in helping other people, right? I mean, my tagline was, my success is your success. So if I become successful, you're successful. And that's kind of became the new thing, because before it used to be your success is my success. And so I called myself flipping it about a couple years ago, saying my success is your success, because anything that I knew, that I learned, that was brought across my path, I would willingly share with other people in order to help make them successful too, right? But I was just sharing it. It was information that came my way. Was I grabbing a hold of it and using it to take me to the next level in my business and my desires and my dreams? And I had to be honest with myself. And I was like, maybe a little bit, yes, but not nearly the way it should have been. It was always just a good comfort place, cozy place to help other people walk in their purpose. And then that be my purpose, right? My purpose to help you walk in your purpose. And then God kept pulling at me, was like, yeah, that's true. But no, that's not all. I've given you an assignment. I've given you an assignment. So what happened is when you're not, doing what you're supposed to be doing, there's a part of you that just feels empty. It's not filled, because that's the place that God has designed for himself, that only he can fill. And if you're not allowing him to fill it, you just are going to have that emptiness. And you can try to fill it with all these other things and it just won't work. It's like pouring water into a cup that's open at the bottom. It just goes through, right? Nothing is held there. Or let's give you an analogy, because some people may feel full for a minute, but it goes through. So maybe you're pouring it through a coffee filter. Okay, so you have a coffee filter inside that cup with the bottom. So some of it is held for a minute, but eventually it all comes out and you're left feeling empty. Fill it up with what you're supposed to do. That's all I can say. Fill it up with what you're supposed to do. And I'm going to tell you why when we come back from this short break. We'll be right back.
Tranquility Christian Counseling offers individual counseling, couples counseling, group therapy, and much more. Focused on the mind, body, and spirit, they are committed to offering services that meet the needs of the community towards providing healing. They address grief and loss by having group sessions, they break down walls with their retreats, offer life coaching, and provide workshops for education, but more importantly for healing and more. They are excited about their new location where they will be able to offer additional services, utilizing their multi-purpose room. For more information, you can contact them at 248-494-4578.
And now we will return to tonight's conversation, The Courage to Dream, Bold Visions for Change, with tonight's guest, Dr. Sonya Weaver. Make sure you like and follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this episode with others.
So we're back. Okay, I'm sorry. I was pausing. I was reading a comment from Dr. Suzanne where she said she initially had us select numbers. So I was right. We initially selected numbers, and then those titles were given based on the numbers we selected, and the title stayed with us up until this point. Great. At least my memory is a little bit not as bad as I thought. So in our previous segment right now, you saw that our sponsored business was Tranquility Christian Counseling. And I encourage you, if you happen to be in the Metro Detroit area and you're available, register for that grand reopening. They have some amazing events that are going to be coming to you. Of course, if you're in need of any counseling, they will be welcome to you to come and be a part of Christian counseling if that is something that you would like to have, although they do offer all forms of counseling. They have life coaching, they have other workshops and events. As you can see, they do retreats, they do group sessions. And they're going to be offering even more with their new space. So if you want to be, if you're in the area on June 7th, they're asking you to register. There was a QR code on that flyer that was posted. But if you need more information, just reach out to me and I'll make sure I connect you accordingly. Now, as it pertains to what I was leading into this segment, becoming unleashed in that process could not happen until I start going through the actual process of addressing those things that were preventing me from the bold visions, that were preventing me from the courage to dream, that were preventing me from all those things. Anything that is keeping you restricted, keeping you stagnant, whether it is a person, place, or thing, because it could be a person that you might have to get removed if possible. It might be a place. We get comfortable planted where we're at. And anytime you kind of get too comfortable, that is also a sign that, you might need to shake some things up. So I've known some people who did not soar until they literally left the state that they were in, right? Some just moved into another neighborhood, or, some changed their place or environment around. So you may have to leave people, place, or things. What things are keeping you stagnant, right? Maybe it is your, wardrobe. So maybe you need to leave the shopping alone, whatever thing is it. Maybe you have to put down the tablet because the device is a thing that's keeping you from the time, it's eating up your time from you being able to move forward. But there's always something. Even if, I'll put it this way, when you want to move forward, you have to do this evaluation of what's keeping you here. Because the same things, we got all these sayings, the same thing that got you here is not going to be the same thing that gets you to that next level, right? So there's always going to be a self-evaluation, always going to be something that you have to do in order to get yourself prepared for wherever you want to go into that next level. So we have the dream in the cloud, and it will stay in the cloud forever until you put the right action items behind it to make it become a reality, to make that dream become the reality you want it to be. before you can become unleashed. You're going to always be then, what else say, bound. I don't have a chain, tied back. You're going to be, only can go so far. Like if you have a chain, you can only go so far. You're stuck. You're stagnant. You can't move. If you truly want to become unleashed, you have to deal with those things that are keeping you bound at this level. And that's not always easy. It's not. It is a process. Writing my chapter was a process in order for me to even get through to be unleashed. And if I'm being completely transparent, there's probably other areas that I still have to address in order for me to continue becoming unleashed. It's not an endless, it's not a one and a done thing, a once and done. It's not. It is an ongoing process of becoming unleashed. But I'm telling you, it's almost like once you do it, you just keep going. If you ever talk to someone who has did that transformation, let's look at weight loss, for example, a transformation and how they were to how they're now, they're going to tell you that initially it was really difficult. They had to deal with all of the things that was keeping them in that state, right? Was it emotional eating? If they found out that it was emotional eating, what were the emotions that they had to deal with? What was the change that they had to make in their lives? And then as they start losing the pound, they lost 10 pounds. They were unleashed, right? New size, new dress sizes or pant sizes, more energy, looking in the mirror, liking what you see, but there was still more work that had to be done. Then they were unleashed again, right? Then they were unleashed some more and they were unleashed some more. And, now it's just like a new lifestyle. Does it stop? I'm sure it doesn't, right? Maybe their task now is to help motivate others to get to where they're at. That's a new level of becoming unleashed. Anywhere that it takes you to that next level, you're being released, unleashed to go on and do something new, unleashed to go on and help someone new, unleashed to go and get to the next level of elevation. You're being unleashed at every single time. Unleashed, right? You're breaking the enemy's strongholds. You're breaking the binds, right? The chains, you're breaking them. Those things that the enemy is using to hold you back, to hold you bound, you're unleashing, you're breaking them, you're unleashing, you're breaking them, you're unleashing and breaking them and moving forward. You're moving to the next level. You're getting stronger each time, right? And we do this though in the process. And to get through the process, here where God comes into play for me. God had to speak to me and remind me of who I am, whose I am, what I can do in him, because he can do all things but fail. Trust in that. Trust in him. Trust in the process. Trust the people that he's placed me around in this time of life. But in that whole part of dealing with what was there in writing the chapter, there was God. How did I get here? It was God. Even all of the previous things I've done, even how I've helped other people, how I was able to coach them to get them where they needed to be, it was me going to God, God helping me, speak through me to what they needed to hear. It was God. So that is even why, again, getting back full circle, why this platform exists, is because God has to get the praise for everything in my life, especially what is happening in this show, in this platform, in the lives of everyone around us, right? I am excited. I am excited to be unleashed. I am excited for what Unleashed is going to do for those who read this book, those who have conversation with us, other people who have us on their podcasts. I'm excited about how Unleashed is going to go across this, I'm going to say, hey, world. I'm not gonna even say country, right? At first I was gonna say that, but world came to me. So across this world, right? And people are going to be unleashed. They're going to start walking into their destinies and their purpose, recognizing the power from these inspirational stories and testimonies of my co-authors, and feel the equipped with the sense of power that they too can do it as well. I'm telling you, this is a movement that is not going to be able to be stopped. We have unleashed a movement, right? It is going to have some momentum that we are not going to even be able to contain ourselves. And that's why I keep saying I am just so excited about all that's going to be happening and all that's going to be going. So as we wind down into entering into our last segment, I do want to present to you our community, our community supporters that have some upcoming events that are be happening throughout our community. Take this moment to grab your pens and your paper so that you can jot down the dates of these amazing events and you can come out and support them. We'll be right back.
Get to Know Bob says thank you to our community supporters who support our shows. Please mark your calendars for these upcoming events within our community.
Grandparents on the Move invites you to attend an extraordinary event for exceptional men. Come for a pre-Father's Day live jazz and barbecue brunch, June 7th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Ticket donations are $20. Married versus Single live weekend event at Put in Bay, Ohio. Be a part of the debate, Friday, June 27th through Sunday, June 30th. Register on Eventbrite. Perfect Events and Jais VGen presents Mommy and Me Princess Party Spa Weekend at the Hilton Garden Inn, 31800 Smith Road in Romulus. Friday, July 11th through Sunday, July 13th. Registration on Eventbrite.
It's BUF of Michigan's 55-year anniversary. High five to 55. BUF Second Annual Black History Awards. Come celebrate excellence, legacy, and community impact. Thursday, June 19th from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Morena Event Center, 23632 Plymouth Road, Redford Township. We are having a white party celebrating Black excellence. Attention college students ages 18 to 23. Are you seeking a summer internship? BUF of Michigan is hosting 5 college interns this summer. The time to apply is now, July 7th to August 15th. This is your chance to gain hands-on experience and make a real impact in the community. And now we will return to tonight's conversation, The Courage to Dream, Bold Visions for Change, with tonight's guest, Dr. Sonya Weaver. Make sure you like and follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this episode with others.
Well, thank you. Welcome back. And as we are rounding out the show, some questions that I always ask my guests, I'm going to ask of myself. What keeps me encouraged? And it's God. I talked about it a lot, is God. Other things that keep me encouraged is knowing that I am going to see on this side of heaven those things that God has promised me. And I truly believe that, and that keeps me encouraged. So when I feel down, when I feel discouraged, I'm like, hey, I still got things that God has promised me that I'm going to see on this side of heaven. So that keeps me encouraged, but it all circles back to God, right? Some of the other questions I asked, what book is currently on your nightstand or that you recently read or highly recommend reading? I highly recommend reading Don't Give the Enemy a Seat at Your Table. I actually have felt it compelled to read that one more time right now. It's just a reminder and a thorough breakdown of Psalms 23. And it reminds you that all of the little things that we do, and most of it is in here, those little things that we do is in here, the thoughts. We're giving the enemy a seat at our table. And God has prepared this table for us. So He prepared it though in the presence of our enemy, so they're close. Don't ever think that your enemy is far away, even when things are going well for you. God has prepared this table in the presence of your enemies, letting you know that they're always close and around, but it's your table. He's prepared it for you. If you invite the enemy to your table, then you have invited them. God didn't prepare it for the enemy, He prepared it for you. And so it's kind of like, I need to reread it because I kind of feel myself right now in this season. Maybe I've invited them, not knowing, because it's so subtle. The book will tell you and has a couple examples of how subtle someone can join you at the table that you don't even really realize it. And once it's happening, you feel like, okay, how I get you to leave my table, So it's kind of the same way. Like, it can be so subtle, the enemy has stepped up and you're like, okay, what can I do to get you to leave, right? But don't get it twisted. You have to do whatever you got to do to make them go, if you recognize that the devil has a seat at your table. But this book is a book that I would highly, highly recommend reading, and that I myself think it's time to actually give a reread to. Do I have any tea to spill or future events? Yes, there are future events that people are booking. So for Linked, you can book your own. It's graduation season, it's bridal season, or it's just get together because season. Yes, that is the tea that I'm spilling right now. If you want to take advantage of this opportunity to get connected and strengthen those connections, I encourage you to give us a call and book at Linked. You will not be disappointed. Some other tea, I don't know. I think I'm pretty much transparent. I don't have nothing new to spill, but if I hear of some tea, I would definitely let you know, because I kind of already spilled it throughout this show. And for those who are probably wondering, then you're like, okay, how can you connect with me? Yes, you can request friendships for me, but let me backtrack. Okay, so you can reach me. If I don't know you, I would advise you to text me and say, at least let me know why you're reaching me, because I'll be honest and transparent. I do not answer numbers I don't know, but I do. If you leave me a voice message about why you were calling, I will respond to the call. Or if you text me, let me know that your number is, then I'll lock it in and I can answer from there. But I get a lot of calls because my number is out there. So I do not answer any numbers that are not currently locked into my phone. That's just me personally. So it's nothing against you. So I just tell you before you call me, either text me or however you leave me a voicemail if I don't answer, just so I can call you back. You can reach me at 734-991-3995. You can send me an email at info@dealswithbob.com or at dealswithbob@yahoo.com. And our website is all currently under reconstruction. I'm excited because we're incorporating some new systems into it. So just be patient with us. We'll have those back up and going shortly. And you can also connect with me on social media. I am on Facebook and Instagram as Sonya Weaver. On Facebook as Sonya Weaver. On Instagram and Facebook, you can find us also at Deals with Bob. Yeah, got those right. Okay. And of course, here on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and click the notification bell so you know every time we go live. That's another way of connecting with us. We so appreciate that. So make sure you share our content with others. Now, I do have a slide that I guess I could have put up to let you know that, yes, subscribe to our YouTube channel today. That's what it looks like, our symbol for Deals with Bob. And we would love for you to join our subscribers so we can further increase our reach of our show to others. Now, mark your calendars, because I was just given the introduction of my story, right? I was myself guest today. Moving forward, we have wonderful, wonderful, awesome women who are part of this book anthology. So we are going to kick off next week on June the 4th with none other than Chief test, Dr. Silent Storm herself. She is the visionary behind this book anthology. She is the one who reached out to every single woman that is featured in this project and has worked with us individually. I was going to say tirelessly, but with each and every one of us for this project to be complete and coming to you very soon. So we are so excited that we're going to be speaking with her next week, and then be on the lookout as we continue the conversation with all of the amazing authors of Unleashed. Can you all get excited? I know I can. I am truly looking forward to it. Now, we are at the 8 o'clock hour. This hour went by quickly, and I thank you all for being a part of tonight's episode. What I would say, getting unleashed is awesome. It's a process, and it's not an easy process, but it's definitely a process that the end result was worth it. So I can't wait to see you next week. I pray that you have an amazing evening and a blessed week. I'll see you soon. Bye.